Hey, happy Monday.
Happy Monday.
It is time once again to get up out of this chair of our mind and take a journey. take a journey with the wizard. Although Bryan, welcome Bryan. How you doing?
Hey, I'm doing good. Kind
Bryan,
of amazed to be here at the moment.
yes. For those who don't know, Bryan is in Florida and was hit by Hurricane Ian this past week, and did not have power for 5 days. What's
5
up,
days.
Keely? And it was quite an experience. Or so we said. We didn't know if we were going to do the show, but Bryan said he got his power back. He got his resilience back.
Got to do the hurricane edition, man. You know.
Yeah.
That's part of the Fool's journey too, man. You know, and we're going to talk about the Hierophant card today, which is kind of in a way appropriate, actually. But
yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. Oh shoot! You know what? I've got to go at some point before we bring up that image. I've got to go grab my hard drive. It's not connected. I don't have that image. I don't think handy. But
okie dokie.
Yeah, but let's hear about your experience with the hurricane. We both kind of decided to call this the hurricane episode, and you were saying you were kind of deeply affected by the experience of being alone in a dark house for 5 days.
5 days, man. Yeah, and especially I got really kind of complacent about it. I didn't. Every kind of indication I had was it was going to go north of us, hit Tampa, and just kind of graze me, and it'd be some wind and some rain, you know. Right. And all of a sudden, right at the last minute, you know, maybe it was that thing last week. I should have spun it the other direction.
You attracted it instead. You're like, oh, I'll just push it away. But
I brought it right to me because the next day the damn thing changed course. Took a beeline right for Fort Myers, which wound up, man. I have a friend in Fort Myers who sent me a picture of him swimming in his living room. Wow. Really, it was rough down there. I have some friends down there I've been praying for. It was kind of crazy. Although I have to ask, why do you build a $1 million house 5 feet above sea level in a floodplain? But okay. So anyway, it just it hit when it came ashore. I was steady trying to push it, to be honest with you, when I realized, oh my God, those spaghetti things they do, right? They usually have one or two that are the same, but there's usually 50 different directions. Well, every single one of them is Sebring.
Wow. What's up, Neil?
So it's time to start pushing. But at that point, there was just way too much momentum. There was no pushing it. And it did divert just a little bit. And the good part about it was the rapid decrease in intensity from a 4 when it came. Well, a high 4. It was all just a few miles an hour from a Category 5 hurricane, which is insane, man. That's catastrophic destruction, So anyway, it rapidly lost intensity and was a low 2 when it wound up going by us, and pretty much. Down the street, you could hear the tree hit the big little power station down there, and the electrical sound.
Oh, man.
Boom, and then one by one, man, the transformers all the way down the line. Boom, that blue weirdness, that sound is crazy, and that electric blue light it makes when those things blow, it's just nuts. And then the power's gone, man, and it was all right, now just sit in the dark house in the wailing rain, man, because it was crazy. It was horizontal rain,
Wow, holy moly!
And so anyway, it wound up going by, and You know, I did the handy dandy knife in the ground trick. This is an old one, man. This is how to use some of that juice. Like when I knew I was going to hit us, I took 4 knives and all metal knives and charged them up. Actually, hold on 1 second.
Wow. Crazy. Jill says you need a hurricane card for the Oracle deck. I don't know if you still got your headphones on, but if you don't, I'll tell you when you get back. What's up, Jill? No, he doesn't have them on.
So you take the butter knives and you charge them up like really hard with as much juice as you could possibly put in there. And your intent is to keep the power on. If the power goes off, you want the power to be on as fast as it can to keep the property safe, like broken windows, your car's all good, the whole 9 yards. Mm-hmm. So I wound up doing that. And my neighbors were all laughing at me because I'm out there getting just soaked, man. It was raining so hard. And we were the last ones to lose power, actually.
Wow.
And the first ones to get it back.
Wow.
So
something to be said for magic.
Well, you know, you do what you can do, whether it like really helped or not. I guess I'm still here. None of my stuff got crunched, so
right.
At least at the moment. So, you know, you have a lot of time in the middle of the night with like everything gone, like no internet. You know, the cell phone service was even really super sketchy that night. I couldn't really, as a matter of fact, for a couple of days, it was very difficult for me to get out and get messages out to people. It would look like it would leave, like text message would look like it left. And then I'd go look back a few hours later, not delivered.
Wow.
So I felt really super isolated and out of touch, you know.
Wow.
And what was really bizarre is, you know, as your world, like all around you, we did it really good, but the stuff like around me did not do so well. It was very, very brutal. Trees like toppled over on people's houses. You know, not a lot of physical damage. There weren't a lot of people hurt. Thank you, God. You know, but lot of really intense property damage. You know, downed lines and all that kind of stuff, and just the whole like scary panic part of that. People freak out, including me. I hate those damn things.
Right.
I love storms. Give me a thunderstorm any day. I love a tornado. Man, I can deal with some lightning. Like, ooh, I love doing that. You know, it's just, you know, those things have like a weird feeling to me. They just
Sure. Yeah. Well, you know, I mean, I was thinking earlier, I'm like, you antagonized Mother when you said, "Oh, I could keep the storm away." You kind of antagonized the already angry mom. Like, mom is irritated right now.
If I was going to bring that, yeah, you're right. If I was going to bring that up, I should have started working on that a lot sooner, man.
Jill is saying we need to develop telepathy, so I think we just may need to develop a telepathy episode of the show, because you probably already know how to teach telepathy. Knowing you, I have a feeling you've already got some telepathic abilities.
Perhaps. Speaking of which, sitting there in the middle of the night, I'm like watching my own aura, and I wish I could tell you I like went through it in like this really calm Zen zone, but I didn't. I was really pissed off. I was like just raged. I felt trapped. I felt like, oh my God, this is not what I want to be doing right now. It's not. Why do you have? And I couldn't stop circle thinking about it. Well, you're sitting in the dark, in the hot, by yourself, with the wind raging, with horizontal rain outside, and there's just really nothing else for a air sign Aquarian to do except think about shit way too much. So I didn't do so well. Anyway, I normally love looking at my hands and watching the energy come off of them. It's like these just little, it's kind of like you see heat waves in the
Mhm,
desert
mhm, mhm,
sometimes.
mhm,
Well,
mhm.
they're more solid than that. And mine usually have my electric blue color.
Mhm.
So in a dark room, man, it's really fun to just kind of get charged up and sit there and put on your own little light show. I find that infinitely entertaining. So I'm sitting there just stewing about how unfair this all is. God, wow. I was just throwing a massive temper tantrum. And
Wow.
I look down and my hands are spewing out color, but it's red. It's like vermilion red. I've
Wow.
never seen my own aura red before. And that
Mm,
was kind of a trip. I'm sure it's been that way, but it's been when I'm normally angry or
mm.
I'm not looking at my aura.
Right, you're not focused on it. Right, 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 right.
No, so to have that opportunity to look at that and then just to review who you really are, man.
Right,
Just you and you in the middle of the night. It's like,
right,
wow, what am I doing? Why am I doing it? Who the hell am I? Where am I going? Like
right.
all those questions get pondered in just a really, really crazy zone.
Yeah,
And
totally. Well,
yeah.
you know what? I gotta say, you just gave me a amazing, amazing segue into a segment, because I see it sitting there in the background, and we talked last week about this really cool experience between the two of us, um, when it started with the Lori Ladd interview, when I was talking about how she created this consciousness in her book, and you related to that with some experience in your life, which was the Necronomicon, and we spoke all about that. And then I ended up right behind a car with the license plate of
Which
Necronomicon,
was crazy.
which was
I've thought
totally
about that a
crazy.
lot. Yeah.
Uh, and then today I told you when I was in college, I was taking that videotape around of Evil Dead 2, which part of which is this book called the Necronomicon, which I was like, I didn't even realize when we told the story last week. And I was like, holy shit,
It's a great prop in that movie too,
I
man.
was and I was just so connected to that movie and probably to that book in some way. That was a big funny aspect of it to me, you know what I mean? I just thought that was really great. But something that we can talk about before we get into the Hierophant, because I got to go grab my hard drive, and you can talk about this, is this amazing book. We also were talking about this last week. You were talking about that making books became kind of like this interest of yours. You were just drawn to make these books. And this book is actually your own. Let me see if I can I switch it to 1 and 2? No, I can't. I thought I could make the this
This
guy
is my
bigger.
own. This is the first book I made myself, and I entitled this one "The Illuminomicon."
Amazing.
And it's my own. It's my own grimoire and my own little story of my magical journey. Which, by the way, I have since done a continued version that's electronic, and realized during this whole hurricane thing I couldn't get to that yet. I
Ooh.
could get right into my baby here, man.
Yeah, look at that.
Yeah,
There's consciousness in that book right there.
yeah,
Totally.
exactly. And here's the thing I was talking to you about earlier. It's this really smiley face. If you turn it upside down, it's a frown face. And down here it says hello. Up here it says oh hell. And things may be, yeah, things may be different from what they
That's a
seem.
fun thing.
It often depends on how you look at it. You
Dude,
know?
that is amazing. You didn't tell me. Can
I
you
know. I
can
know.
you can you possibly hold that up to your up to your phone, up to the camera, up to the phone? Like
Sure.
lift it up, because
Hang on.
I want to see what that looks like. So all right, Brian can't hear me, but he
I
told
can
me
hear
about
you.
the
I can hear
okay.
you.
So you told me about the drawing, but you didn't tell me about the hello and oh hell. That is fucking brilliant. That's amazing. So you've got this face that says hello,
Right.
and then
Flip it over up here. It says,
and then
"Oh
turn it over,
hell."
and it says oh hell, and it says it often depends on how you look at things, on how you look at them.
Things may
So
be different than what you seem.
right.
It,
Okay.
it always
So
depends on how you look at them. Yes.
so that thank you, Brian. Thank you so
You're
much
welcome.
for doing that. So So look at the size of that book. Not only look at the power of that book, but look at the size of that book. This is so freaking beautiful, Brian.
Well, see this case in the background back here? This thing?
That's just the case for the book. Holy crap.
You'll dig this.
Look at that. Oh my God, Brian, that is such a freaking amazing, beautiful piece of art. Look at this, guys. This is something really, really special here. I can't imagine. Like if somebody was, if you were to find this somewhere, like in a garage sale, you would be flipping out. You'd be like, "Oh my God!"
It's
Like
gone some crazy places. I've
this
carted
is
this all over the
amazing.
world for the
Oh my
last
God.
30 years.
I'm feeling it. I'm feeling an energy from it. So what's really cool also is, and I actually didn't get to tell you this, and tell me if I did tell you the story. I know Jill knows it, but um there's this guy that I watch on YouTube. His name is Morg. Did I tell you about Morg?
No.
Okay, so Morg is this personality who claims to be kind of another planet, cosmic origin, um, and he's got this. Oh my God, I always forget the name of what it's called. Jill will remind me. He's got this kind of philosophy slash kind of, people will think it's kind of religion, Hyperianism. He calls it Hyperianism, and the thing that I like about him and what he says Hyperianism is Hyperianism is based on a lot of basic concepts, you know what I mean, about energy and about the things that I discuss in the live stream of consciousness. And it's like, it's very, very, it resonates with me, and this guy resonates with me. So he put out a broadcast that in the scientific community, they actually did an experiment recently, and this is like public knowledge, where they manifested something from nothing. So they created an atmosphere, in some sort of vacuum, with electromagnetism or some sort of force, where there was nothing there before, and then suddenly there was a negative proton, a negative molecule, and a positive molecule. So they created something from nothing. And Morg, and that's amazing in itself. But Morg said, look, mathematics is everything. Look at the equation. 1 plus minus 1 equals 0. It's just another way of looking at it. It's just
Exactly.
another perspective. And then that's the first page in your book. Amazing, dude. Amazing.
I sort of flipped myself out with how many things. Okay, here, hold on.
Can you bring the phone down closer to it, maybe, or?
I think
I mean, it looks fine. We could see it, but I feel
here. Here. Hold on. Let me take these phones off for a second. Let me get that.
Okay. I feel like we want to see some detail on this thing. Looks. So this is handmade. Bryan handmade this, probably page by page, probably over time, which is just phenomenal. I think we're getting to see something really, really unique here, and you could see him over there with his phone, trying to set it up, putting him on the spot there. He's so this is great. So thank you guys for being with us, and
Okay.
for watching along. Thanks, man. I think that's great. You can see it now. Yeah, it's like opposite of what you think. We got to move it the opposite way.
Okay, there
you go.
There we go. All right. I don't know how well you can see this, but this is a picture of my very first incarnation. And I did this in the mirror while I played this weird musical sequence that I got like just in a meditation. And I'm playing this musical sequence, and it is just taking me somewhere crazy. And I'm looking at myself in the mirror, and it was just a regular bathroom scene. And I'm like, I really wanted to see what I looked like when I originally came here. And I like took the camera. I used to use this Polaroid, and it was pre-digital, and I would not use the flash on it and kind of push it into the mirror because something was telling me that the motion of that allowed.
Reveal yourself.
No,
Yeah.
it would allow the energy, the energies of the spirits that were trying to communicate that would give them something to be able to work with and put that down. So
Right.
this comes up, and I'm looking at it, and I mean, there's this weird little like temple, the smoking temple. There's little river down here and these mountains. It's crazy, and it's my face, but it's way not me.
Right. Wow,
and
that's
and
so
that
amazing.
tripped me out. I just thought that was an amazing thing.
Wow. So the
So
book.
I'm getting ready to do the new Just Be deck. And this is the actual inception of that. And it's been in this book now for 30 years.
So your original, before you did the Oracle deck and the Tarot deck, you did a Just Be deck.
The Just Be deck is just getting completed right now.
Oh,
And
wow.
it's really it's amazing. It finally came to fruition, but it lived
Wow.
like this for a long time. And then about 5 or 6 years ago, I said, man, I need to make a deck with this because it's more like a daily oracle deck that really doesn't have anything to do with magic. And it's just ways for you to think during the day and what kind of mood are you in. And it's a really fun little deck. I'll show it to you
Oh
next
my
time
God.
because
I'm so blown away. So this is the second page of the book. That's when this came to out of the ether and you channeled it to the page through your artwork.
that's
And now
exactly right.
and now it's coming. Dude,
My
I'm
art is
so
complete.
thankful.
Go
I'm
ahead.
so thankful for you to you for having me be a part of this. I feel like I'm part of something monumentally historic. Just like
Wow.
this is
I
this is
well.
it's amazing. It's really amazing. This is the real thing. We're not making up this show. This is the real deal.
That's true. These were all hard earned too. And here, my bud, my friend, is the inception of the angel deck. This is the Shemha Meforish, and it's the 72 names of God. And that's the inception of the whole system for the angel deck. And I'd completely forgotten I'd put that in this. I remembered studying it, and that's how I got back to
Mhm.
trying to apply that to this system. But man, when I ran across it, and it details like exactly how all the names are found, and like, oh my goodness sakes, I did a lot of work.
Totally, man. This is crazy. And I may be off base with this. I know that you've studied a lot of different belief systems,
True.
and and I think the job or the journey of a shaman and a mystic is to study these things and then make them their own. You know what I mean? And that's, I feel like, what you've done here. But just the fact that you've got these two pages together. Um I immediately thought of a kirtan, um, because, as I understand it, a kirtan is chanting the name of the Lord, or the name of the higher source, in all different forms.
There are many
Um,
versions of that. Yes.
right. So is that related to this in any way, energetically, to what you got
Um,
going on here?
well, uh, the sound, the chanting of this was not actually part of the uh, construction of this.
Mhm.
It was relating. The way it's constructed is there are three verses in Exodus in the Torah, and
Mhm.
those verses are exactly the same length. And each one of those, you take one letter from the top, the end letter from the next one, and then the first letter of that. Those form a name. And then you go down the series until all of those combinations are done, which are 72. And those each are figured to be an aspect of the name of God, the angel of the name of God for that. and I just always connected. That energy blew me away. Like I have played crystal bowls, singing bowls for a long, long time. And right after I first got them, one of my first uses for them was to contact angelic beings. And
Okay.
they were really super amazing about that.
Yeah.
And I started playing them a lot. And I would find that the house would get like this pristine, like purity about it that would make me almost want to whisper, it's like,
Mhm.
ooh, and I could feel them there. And it was just like, oh my God, it's just
Mhm.
crazy. And, as my journey, this is kind of like the record of my journey. It's not really
Mhm.
linear. It's like all over the place. I
Right.
discovered different things at different times.
Mhm.
For me, none of this stuff was really able to be acquired from the internet. It was all before
Right.
that.
Right.
You
Right.
know,
Right.
so you're either getting information from other people on the path, or
Right.
you're finding books, in different places, which
Right.
is why I became a denizen of antique bookstores
Right.
all the
Right.
time.
Right.
Find the most amazing things there, like the Necronomicon.
The Illuminomicon.
Exactly, exactly.
Cool. So, do we
So we
want?
should we should talk about the Hierophant a little bit.
Okay,
And
so let me go grab my hard drive real quick so I can bring up the image of it. But I
yeah,
definitely also want to leave some time for some of the other content that we have. Um,
oh
actually,
yeah, yeah,
you
yeah.
know what?
The Hierophant won't really take that long. Actually, it's pretty
Right.
straightforward.
So I'm gonna pull this out and I'm gonna throw this in. Oh,
Oh boy.
that's not what I wanted to throw in. That's I thought I was sharing a different tab, but I'll have to throw that in. But I do want to share this. Hold on one second, because this is also a very beautiful photo
Sunshine, how you doing?
of the book. So
Oh
let me
yeah,
just leave that up for a minute.
awesome. Jilly, how are you? I know we talked about the book last week. That I couldn't help but bust it out for you here. Hey Neil, what's up, bro? Yeah. There
All
we
right.
go. Hey Rick, glad you stopped by. Yeah, I'm glad I'm okay too. It was a crazy ride, man. Say hi to Samara, or happy birthday to Samara. I just saw that it was her birthday today. I missed it. I was a little preoccupied.
All right. I'm gonna break the flow here for a minute because of this beautiful thing. Okay, so yeah, now I can actually switch pictures.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
awesome.
So this is just so we don't have to go through each page, just to show you guys the beauty of this book that Bryan has created here. And I don't think it's for sale. It's definitely a one of a kind book. And I think there's part of Bryan's soul
I was
in
going
this
to say
book.
it's really not. That'd be like selling your arm,
Yeah. Totally
Oh
beautiful.
wow,
Oh my
yeah,
God, dude, this book is just so beautiful, and the way you lit and photographed it, of course. I can't wait to talk more to you about this just B deck. This is amazing. So
yeah.
this is like an oracle deck, I guess, or like some sort
It
of
is, and
yeah,
see, like it's like be happy, be sad, be up, be down, be what.
yeah,
So each one of those becomes a be this for the day, and
it's
they're
amazing.
connected. It's like 84 cards. It's like seven chunks of 12 cards, and each one of those will relate to the 7 chakras. They'll each be color coded with the spectral colors, the
Right.
7 notes of the octaves, and 7 days of the week, and it's got a pretty cool
It's
little chat.
amazing. Yeah,
Yeah, I think
amazing.
it'll be great.
Amazing. There's the picture we saw of you in your first
Yeah,
incarnation. Amazing.
yeah.
Ugh, Bryan, this seriously, I could talk about this for hours, and I could look at this for hours. This is just such an amazing revelation that you've made.
My,
Uh,
my favorite prayer, the Saint Prayer of Saint Francis of Assisi.
wow. So Neil's asking, do you do the illustration work by yourself?
Yes.
Yes, of course he does. Rick is giving you the thumbs up and saying, "Hey, what's up, Rick? Thank you for joining us here. This is amazing. I'm just seeing these images now for the first time. Bryan sent them to me via email, and wow, dude, oh, amazing. So it's like you know what's so amazing is I can't imagine that there is a human being that this doesn't speak to on some level. Like these are like light codes, dude. These are like this is crazy shit.
Well, this is how I process the stuff I was learning.
Yeah.
You know,
This
that's the configuration of Atlantis.
amazing, amazing. I'm gonna have to look at this later. This is just beautiful, beautiful stuff, and wow, just freaking wow, 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 totally great.
Thanks. Thanks.
And if we can, I don't know, I can't. I want to make sure I share this correctly because I would love to just take a quick look at this. Let me make sure I could share this correctly because this is also again for you folks out there who are already kind of engaged with Bryan and the deck and the study that we're doing and the knowledge that he's sharing about energy and all of those things. He's also just such an incredible artist. Chrome tab, there we go. That's what I wanted. And I wanted the Magus one. Here we go, and share audio. Beautiful. So this is actually a compilation video that Bryan created from.
Well, Rick asked last week about the notes at the top of the Emperor and what that was about. So this is the Magus card, and this is music that was created using that musical sequence and the note that's at the bottom right corner of the card that will set the key for those notes, although you can transpose those into any key. So I did this whole series. I was doing a lot of stuff with Ultrafest at the time, and I was trying to like bust in and be a big DJ and stuff. So my really good friend and apprentice we did 22 cards, songs for all 22 major arcana cards. Mm-hmm. And this is the Magus card. And the thing I'm kind of excited about seeing this is that I think it's going to really help me reset myself after this whole like craziness. And it just really tickles me to watch and see all the little Easter eggs and hidden secrets. And,
right.
It's a fun video to kind of take apart.
Yeah. And there's also something common and you just made me realize in as creators, I just saw a clip of Dolores Cannon who said, that's what we're here for. We're here to realize that our mission is to learn how to manipulate energy.
Yes.
And that the way we manipulate energy is through creation. And that combined with the realization that the book Lori Ladd created has a consciousness, the show that we're doing right now has a consciousness. This artwork, this thing that we're about to watch has a consciousness. And when you guys watch this, you're in for a treat because you might be activated somehow. Now, also the music, right? Is that original music?
Oh, absolutely, yes.
Yeah. So and I love the fact that this new word activated has come into my life and that I'm actually feeling these feelings that make me say, holy shit, I feel like I was activated. And it's like almost like the duality of the word triggered. So here we go, folks. Enjoy. This is Bryan and enjoy.
Hey, Mr. Wizard. What you got that back for me? Well, what do we have here? Boy, won't you teach me? Who wants to learn magic? Go back, wants to learn magic. Wants to be a wizard. He wants to learn magic. Wants to be a wizard. He wants to learn magic. I'd go back if I were you. I want to be a wizard. So you want to learn magic. You say you want to learn magic. To be a wizard. You say you want to learn. Well, the way to make it work. 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 It's elemental. It's elemental. It's elemental. Real magic. Yeah. Water. Earth. Kind of works. Fire. Yeah. Water. Earth. Fire, air, water, earth. Merlin, you promised. Merlin, you promised. Merlin, you promised. Teach me the charm of making. The charm of making. The charm of making. The charm of making. Impossible. On the rock. Impossible. On the rock. Impossible. Don't yell at me. Practice. 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 Everything. Practice. Every day, do the impossible. A miracle is the world since you have a miracle to the impossible. A miracle every day. The impossible every day. You are a star. You're a star.
Wow. Holy moly. Bryan, no, yeah. Yeah.
That was just a blast.
I have to, I really,
Yeah,
dude, I want to apologize because I was watching that and I was realizing that we really should have, like, everybody should have sat and like had a couple of deep breaths and gotten a comfortable position and like really prepared. No, I'm being serious. Like, if I was a little bit more prepared for that, it would have been more effective. Like
Yeah.
it was totally effective. It was really, really brilliant, man. You are just such a brilliant, brilliant artist and human being. Thank you so much for taking me along on this fool's journey with you and teaching me so much. Let me grab the Hierophant card so we can actually get down to business here.
Yeah, there we go.
Because it's been such an amazing 40 minutes of talking about
Yeah.
other stuff. So hold on a second.
The Hierophant is totally an Earth card. Taurus rules this. And it is about the materialization of things and the systems that are associated with this. It's a lot of times this is associated with spiritual systems, like large religious systems and kind of bigger constructs of how to get to spirituality. And the mindset behind that is that the Hierophant reaches up and gets that energy from higher vibrations and brings that down to earth because it is an earth card. And that he's really about the processes of getting things done, which actually I was thinking the hurricane was a perfect example, and all of the processes and things that had to go on and different people that had to communicate and the hierarchy of who got what things so that there were systems and traditions. That's the other thing. It's really about like community traditions about how they worship and maintaining those things, which can be really great, but at the same time, it can also produce a stubbornness and a rigidity and a addiction to rules for rules' sake. When what's needed is flexibility, they'll often dig in. It's kind of like that's sort of the nature of some of the earth signs. Man, they have a stubborn streak. Like
what a beautiful, beautiful image this is, because the Hierophant, I can see that kind of elephant reference, obviously, and then there's such a human and also kind of, I mean, I know everybody interprets these differently, and I probably shouldn't just tell you what I see, but
no, please.
But there's just so much every time, anytime I look at one of these close, it's just amazing. Oh, I just noticed Jilly's comment about the movie, about the video. I knew someone was going to get activated. I didn't know it was going to be Jill, but you activated Jill. She said she's buzzing. She needs to watch it over and over. So
good. Yes,
with your permission, I will send her a copy of it.
Absolutely, and all of the videos are on my Wizard of Odd YouTube channel. Yeah,
awesome. So Celestial Infinity is out there. What's up, Celestial? Enjoying the video as well. Really good, and also I guess there's no coincidences that Shiva is mentioned here, because Shiva is not the
yes, exactly.
Amazing stuff to hear.
This was one of the more difficult cards for me to attach a relationship with, because like the video for this, it's all about dogma. Because for me, when I first learned this card and when I really grokked what it meant, it related to kind of the dark side of all of that, which is like religious dogma. It's like Jimmy Swaggart out, preaching about no adultery and all this, and he gets busted in a hotel room with a transsexual prostitute.
Oh God.
It's like the whole dogmatic aspect of not just religion, but governments and institutions in general, and that's why that's the repeating word in the video for the Hierophant. Dogma.
So, all right. So I don't know how you feel about it, or the viewing audience feels about it, but there is a video very similar to what we just watched about the Hierophant. I think we should watch it.
Well,
it,
it's pretty
it,
intense. I don't know.
it
You know, one of the show might be too much. Maybe people will blow up or get mad.
no. I think, you know what? Let's prepare for this one a little bit, and I'm going to put this one actually full screen instead of just the way it was. So it'll be a little nicer for everybody. But seriously, like, let's prepare, man. This is amazing stuff that Bryan created years ago as he was going through this journey that has given us the Bryan that sits before us, has given us this man who is so generous with this wisdom, and not only generous, but dude, you're so happy to be sharing what you're sharing, and it's so evident, and I thank you so much. It feels so good to receive it from somebody like you. I think it makes it a little easier, at least for somebody like me, to just kind of be a part of this. So I just want to thank you for that.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
It's my pleasure, for real.
So,
it's my joy. It's my joy to spread it,
And mine too.
I feel so gifted with what I've received from the people that have taught me and continue to teach me. And, I mean, as much as I'm like, enjoy sharing and teaching this, I'm a stone cold student, man. I'm like sitting there trying to suck up and practice.
Yeah. So let's see how everybody does with this. I want everybody to
here we go.
I want everybody to get in a comfortable position. Do you have any specific breathing you want anyone to do, or just take a nice couple of deep breaths in and out? And
just if you have seat belts, put those on.
Start focusing on your breath.
Yeah.
And just get ready. So this video that we're about to watch.
Earn that money, pay those bills, earn that dough and make some more. The way things are the way they'll stay. The way they are, I like it that way. I like what I like. I like what I like. All day, get home at night. Don't do what you say, it's just dogma. Just dogma.
Oh my God!
Wow. Holy moly, dude. I feel like, honestly, I feel like this show has all of a sudden become some sort of like alien MTV, like MTV from another
Perfect.
planet.
Perfect.
The spiritual realm has created MTV. No, but seriously, like, what a fun way. Like you said, there's videos about all the cards. Each card has a corresponding
Not the
video.
whole deck, but the whole major arcana.
Right. What a fun way to learn about the tarot. You know what I mean? Really. So like, and the cool thing is, I was listening to the music as a musician, and I'm listening to the music, and I'm like, I'm hearing like all this new wave, funky kind of on the edge of kind of going into industrial, and then I'm like, there's definitely some like metal, industrial metal in there. You know what I mean?
It's my own gumbo, man. It's all the weird crap I've done my whole life, man. It's like, you think about, if you're gonna like do music for your commercials and your films and stuff, you've got to be able to do a lot of different genres. So you get up to speed on a lot of different kinds of stuff, And I love, it used to be a lot easier to keep up with music. It's kind of just gotten out of control for me, man. It's like you never know where to listen. But, it's just such a grand magic in and of itself. It just seemed like the perfect thing to tie it to this,
Right. Well, it's interesting what you said, because I think, when did you make that?
I made that about, I got through with the deck, got through with that manual part, and then went right into making these songs, because I wanted to pitch this as a thing to do at Ultrafest. And I had put together this whole presentation for the Fool's Journey with games and CDs and all kinds of just craziness.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And, so just getting people to listen to your music, how difficult that is.
But you know what? And we were talking about this earlier. I was saying it about the live stream of consciousness, and even this show. Like, we're doing it and we're creating it and we're planting those seeds, and it's done and it's made, and it will sit there and people will find it and look at it and get what they're supposed to out of it. Those 2 videos, we just planted some activation seeds. I did, the whole YouTube stuff. I mean, it's amazing that the stuff is out there, and I feel like, I said to you at the beginning, I feel like part of what I want to do is expose that stuff and let people know that it's there. So it's like,
I have a funny story for you. I didn't mean to interrupt you, but you just reminded me. YouTube copyright claimed me for my own song.
Oh yeah, YouTube is idiotic. YouTube is so moronic.
You're gonna have to get permission from the person that wrote it to be able to.
I've heard that from a couple of people, that they get copyrighted for their own music.
Right. Crazy.
So
well,
stupid.
I'm really glad to get to share that too, man. It's amazing.
Yeah, dude.
Really
And
amazing.
again, really, it's really significant. I think it's really significant. And the other thing that I did know this about you, because we talked about this at the beginning, was that little finger puppet. That was actually a product that you had been shooting for a client, right?
Well, the finger puppet thing was something that I got, back in the 80s. Yeah. And it's traveled around me all this time.
I remember those. I think I might have one.
Oh, yeah, that's part of that. Actually, it's part of the graphic novel for the toy thing.
Oh, that's what it was.
Yeah,
that's what it was. Yeah.
Right.
I remember seeing it somewhere. I knew it was something that you had worked with previously. But that's an interesting thing, too, if you go and you look at Bryan's work. Wizard of Odd is where he has his the tarot stuff, but he's also got another site. I don't think I have it in here. Blar Blar Blar, which is his commercial work, and more of like the other side of Bryan. That maybe, I don't know if you were kind of toning
used
yourself.
To make money.
Yeah. I think the mystic and shaman stuff was toned down a little bit. It was more like the professional Bryan.
Yeah, I tried to keep them separate for a long time. I'm not going to waste that energy anymore.
Yeah. No, it's amazing. And again, I'm so glad that we met the way we did, and the energy between us has been just, constantly recycling and flowing, and transmorphing into new stuff. I mean, look at what it is now, right? It's we're
So
we're sitting inside this new thing.
I've got some kind of exciting news for next week.
Cool.
I've really gotten to the deck has brought so many amazing people to me. You, like my friend Raphael, like Carr,
Mhm.
all my magical tribe pretty much has that as a kind of connection in a way, which is
Oh,
amazing.
yeah.
So my newest connection is an amazing. She's a magician and a really skilled reader. Her name's B Divine.
How appropriate is that, right?
So a friend of hers named Renee bought a couple of decks. She'd seen them on, I think, Cars, an interview I did on Cars, one of Cars shows.
Mhm.
So she bought the decks, fell in love with them, and decided to buy. B is a very good friend of hers, so she bought both decks and mailed them to her as a present. And then she wound up doing a reveal on her show. Man, that is a hard working woman. She's like putting up 2 or 3 videos every single day.
Right.
Divine Miracles, I think, is the name of her YouTube channel.
Yeah.
And anyway, she graciously, by the way, she's got a really crazy personal story, man. This woman has overcome some serious adversity to be the strong, complete, wow, amazing woman that she is. And she does a lot of stuff that is related to energy work and seeing auras and a lot of the same kind of paths I've been going down. So she's going to be with us next week to do the lovers.
Whoop. Sorry, I was just trying to find her page, just so people can see. Is that her?
That is her, yes.
Yes. So just wanted some people to have some visuals while you were talking about it.
Yeah, and she's just really got a good heart and soul to her. I invited her on for Halloween too, but her and her husband are doing a big Halloween thing, so she's blowing us off for that night. But she might stick her face in. And the
Cool.
lovers card and the card art, which is farther down than the major arcana, which is about transformation. Both of those cards are connected in this really kind of cool way. So I'll probably have her back on for that as well. And
Awesome.
that should be a whole new really grand little bit of energy for us all to connect with, and keep the connection, the community growing. It's turning into be a really kind of amazing.
It's awesome. It's awesome. And I actually don't say this very often, but I guess I'm supposed to be doing this for people who are watching on the replay. If you are affected by this in any way, you are resonating with it, or you think we're both totally raving loons, either way, comment below. Tell us what you think. Subscribe so that you can see more raving lunacy, or infinite wisdom.
Way more of that.
Whichever way. Listen, it's either that or it's infinite wisdom, right? It all depends on how you look at it.
It all depends. Exactly. I couldn't have said it better.
Awesome.
No, I survived this week, man.
This is amazing. I'm glad that you survived Hurricane Ian, and
my prayers. Let's a moment of prayer for those people that are still struggling, man. Fort Myers, I was bitching about 5 days. People in Fort Myers are going to be without power for a month, man.
Mm-hmm.
So good wishes and strong recovery.
Good wishes. I'm not going to do it this time, but I think I'm deciding that one of those videos is going to be our outro from now on. But since we've already watched them, maybe there's a short version.
Well, you got to watch The Fool, though, too, man.
Maybe that'll be our outro video. But for now, I'm just going to play our regular outro video. Again, thank you guys so much for being here.
Appreciate you coming. I love you.
Bringing your energy always. That's what this stuff is about. That's what this platform is about. That's what the Fool's Journey is about. The Fool's Journey is a collective journey. It's all of us. So so come on back next week, and we'll see you then. Peace out.
We'll be doing the lovers. You guys be good.
Peace.